Okay, hello and welcome to this week. Um, this is probably week 10. Now, um, you can hear the sound, right?
You can hear the sound.
Yeah. Oh,
So
excellent.
yeah.
Yep. So, if you look at the front of the video, so this today's week and the next week. So next week I'll be in the class. Hopefully, I'll be back and we'll discuss about the final assignment. But today, actually, we'll go through completely the final assignment. Now, if you can look here, that these three videos. So the first one is the classification. Week 8 was the regression, and week 9 was clustering. So association is not needed really for the final assignment. Clustering and the final assignment discussion was discussed. But today, actually, I'll talk about the final assignment. But for the final assignment, you need to look at these three videos and the corresponding PowerPoint slides. Okay, so this is the first part that these videos will help you to understand. Second thing is that if you click the assignment and there is WEKA material and files useful for doing the final assignment. Here you can get the the materials basically, like the classify tool. This is used for the classification, and regression and clustering is used for the next two. So and interpreting the results and accuracy, I'll also discuss that particular thing. So this single file is really sufficient to understand. Now I'm jumping to the final assignment. Um, so and also I think I discussed that there's a sample assignment report, right? Assignment 2 report for your help to get the understanding how the report looks like. So I'm just trying to open the assignment 2. Yeah, so this is the correct one. So you need to refresh it so that you can get the updated one. And this is the thing. Now you have to make a group. So let's discuss that slowly. Um, so this assignment is a project assessing the use of WEKA to produce the expected analysis and visualization to inform business decision making. The project is to be completed 2 to 3 people in group. Now, if you think that you need to do alone or more people, I mean, you have to email me, right, to take the permission. Otherwise, you just make your own group, right? That should be fine. Effective communication and collaboration are essential to complete the project efficiently. So you can make a group. So there are two deliverables: a project report. Now, regarding the words, it doesn't matter. You can, make it as long as you put the contents, it should be fine. And a presentation and turn it thing. So, into be careful about copying and pasting. The presentation will also be delivered. So, each group will upload only one document, right, of the report, and but all of the students' name must be in the report so that you all will be marked. Now, each PowerPoint slide covers the analysis of one algorithm or technique for classification, clustering, and regression. This encourages the students to use a dataset which they have found and chosen. So look at that. You can select any data, all right? In this, you can choose any letter. In this case, they need to have the dataset review. So, but that's okay. I mean, any data I already approved, so it should be fine. So regarding that, um, I'll show you in WEKA what do I mean by this. Okay, so before proceeding, do you have any question about this particular portion that we just discussed about the final assignment? Anyone have any question?
Sir, I have a question.
Yep, go on.
Um, do we need to select a topic in the data and then for your approval?
No, that's fine.
Okay,
That's
okay,
fine.
okay. Oh,
And another thing I would like to talk here about the data selection
yes.
is that I'm opening the WEKA that to make it very clear. Uh, I think I already discussed that from kaggle.com, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
You
yeah,
can do
yeah,
that,
sir.
right?
Yeah, that's
Yes.
true.
Uh,
Okay, sir.
Otherwise, even I make it very simple. So look at my screen. This is the WEKA, right? So if I click the open file, and then you can go to C drive, right? And program files, and then WEKA, and then the data. So any of this data you can also use to do your experiment.
Okay, sir.
So it's really simple, right? You don't
O-
need my permission because all these data sets are really, everyone is aware of it,
Okay,
right? So
okay,
you
sir.
can
Yes,
pick
sir.
and do the job. So I'm mainly interested to know the analysis, right? And your interpretation. So that's the important bit. Any other question? So you can pick any data, either from here or from Kaggle, right? It should be fine. Okay, now I would like to then proceed with the assignment. Okay, so this is what. So some of the statements really you don't need to. I mean, I already approved you that you can use any data set. Okay, so in this particular assignment, a particular data set is given. Even you can use this data set that is given here from this particular link, or even this particular data set is found under the WEKA. So either you can download or you can use even in kaggle.com.au, you can find that the same data set of multiple versions. So like 5 or 6 people uploaded the same dataset 5 or 6 times with slight modification. You can use any of these, right? So if you need to. But I'm really kind of relaxed on using a particular dataset because the discussion is the important thing. Okay. So this is what basically you need to do, expect output. But the thing is that uh, this is what the output looks like, clustering regression. So look at that introduction, the problem, introduce the problem. So your expected report should accurately cover the following. So this is your structure. This is the structure of your report. Does it make sense, everyone? So this should be the structure of your report. Should be or similar, right? Like introduction, introduce the business problem, describe the main objective of the researchers who collected this data set, describe how you want to achieve this object in the assignment. So this is on a few lines you can use. I am not really interested on details because most of the data set you will be using just a link or from where did you get it, that information is sufficient, right? And so on. Okay. And then you load the data process. So if you need to discuss that, you can put screenshots or you can simply just discuss. Display the data set experimental setup and working classifier. So in the classifier, you can choose these algorithm and to see which algorithm gives the the best result. How to achieve the best result? I think we discussed that the correctness, the percentage of accuracy in which algorithm it is the highest is the best kind of program, right? Classifier. You can visualize the result, you can do the clustering or regression. So look at here, either you can use cluster or you can use the regression analysis of any column of your choice and analyze the result correctly. So you can choose either clustering or regression. Remember, in the sample report, this clustering or regression was absent. In the sample report, it was absent, but you have to add it. Okay? Okay, up to this point, any question from anyone? Or is it good? Just let me know. Anyone have any question or all good? I just need a respond. I'm not sure. Is the sound okay or is the sound okay? I mean, anyone?
Yeah, the
You said
sound is okay.
sound
It's
fine.
clear.
Okay, and any question or not yet?
No, sir.
Not yet. Okay. Now look at this report structure even. So you can see that there are information, two kind of Excel report, cover the following, and there's another structure. So you can use any of the structure, right? Whatever you like, or you can use your own structure. But you have to cover all these particular points, right? And look at here that 80% marks for classification, 20% marks for regression. So I'll probably, what I would like to go through is probably classification, and I'll go through, I mean, all this in the WEKA, just to get you the idea. And this is the kind of, that you need later on. So not that stage. Okay. So the first thing is I can show you in WEKA the some of the examples of the classification. Just opening and sharing the screen, right? So yeah, I stop the share and then I go through here. So you can see the WEKA. I just opened the WEKA, and then I click any of the file, say um, say I want to open the iris dataset, right? So this iris dataset, I need to go to the classifier, and then I need to classify. So if we look at the data here, is that, and if you click the edit button, that there are four types of um, species. So iris setosa is one type of species based on this particular sepal length and petal length. And then there is another is iris versicolor. There they have another specifications. Iris virginica, they have other types of specifications and so on. There are in total four, right? Four types of. So if you click the class, then you can see, sorry, three types. There are three types of iris species. There are three types of iris species. Now I want to make a program to um, make the classification, right? To make an idea. So I go to the classify, and then this one is important. For every technique, you have to use, two or three of these, whatever. So training set gives the most accurate result. So let's say with the cross validation first, so I can choose, say, base, native naive base, for example, and then I click start. So if I click the start, then I can see that this is actually 96% accurate. So 96% accurate is really an improved version, but I want to see if I can get more improvement, right? If I can get more improvement. So if I use the training set, I can expect some more additional improvement, right? So if I click the start, then I can see 96. So really didn't improve, but didn't go down. didn't go down. Did you understand these 2 points? Otherwise, I can explain again. So, did you really understand these 2 points? Because today, actually, I talked a little bit, and then remaining time you'll engage with this type of assignment.
Sir, you can come again. You can come again.
Sorry?
You can repeat it, sir.
Repeat it?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah,
So
yeah,
what
yeah,
I
yeah.
really need, so try to understand. So I choose a single classifier, right? That is classifying. But these test options are really important. So when I use training set, which means that whatever number of training sets we have, for example, here are in total 150 instances, right? Can you see 150? So there are 150 data. So if you look at there are 150 data, right? So I use all the 150 data set to make the classification program, to make a program which can identify what type of, based on any data. Suppose if I put a data, say 6.2, 2.7, 5, then it will say what type of species it is. The program will tell. So to do the program, I used all the data set. That is called the training set. But if I use the cross validation, it will not use all the 150. It will not use all the 150 data set. So it will make that 150 data set into 10 parts, 10 folds, right? And then get so only a portion of the data it will use and make a classification. So when it use a portion of the data, like in percentage split or these two, they use portion of the data, then it will be less accurate. Does it make sense, everyone?
Yeah, it makes sense. It makes
Yeah.
sense. Yeah. Yeah.
But even with less accuracy, I can see that it still is 96, right? It is 96 and the first one is also 96. So then you can say that, okay, I mean, this is better because you are using less data. Because in real life, you can have billions of data. So when you have billions of data, then use training data set is not good. This is not practical because it will take heaps of time. But in our data set is only 150 data. That's why both are actually giving the same results. But
Yes.
when you
Yes.
increase the data set, then the training data set is good because that will give accurate result. However, if the data set is 1 billion, 1 trillion, then you cannot use all the training set because then it will take a lot of time and it is not efficient. Then you have to use cross validation. So did you understand the difference, right? I mean, in our program, we can use the training set, that's fine because it is small data. But in real life, in job, most of the time you cannot really use the training set. You have to use these two things. So accuracy would not be the great. Okay, so I think this discussion is now makes sense, right? This total discussion of these training set and cross validation. Okay, now if I click another algorithm, say trees and J48, which is a decision tree, right? And I use the training set, say, and click start, I can see that some improvement, 98%. Are you following, everyone? So this is a improvement happened, 98%. So, we compared with, this is the training set of J48, sorry, this is naive Bayes and this is J48. So definitely J48 is better, 98%. So you have to choose other algorithm also like IBK. You can use neural network, logistics not needed. And so means, let's see, you can rule based, you can use decision table. So you can use some of the algorithm. I think in the assignment, if you look at the assignment discussion, again, I'm trying to open it. All right. Um, okay, again. So in the assignment, you can see um, like naive Bayes, k nearest neighbor decision tree assembling, including stacking voting. So it's already mentioned. In addition to that, you can add other technique that I just discussed now. Now, regarding classification, all make sense, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So you can, I mean, today, basically the remaining time, you can start on the final assignment so that you can progress. And while doing your work, then I think you can have more questions. Then you can ask me in the chat. You can ask me, I can discuss that as well. So once you start doing it, then definitely we'll come across, issues, or you may come across questions. But regarding any questions, you please have a look at the PowerPoint slide. So like you can see here, like in WEKA material, um, you can see this WEKA classify tool PowerPoint is there. So read that. This is what I just discussed. Everything is mentioned there with a screenshot, and also look at the interpreting results and accuracy in WEKA. I'll discuss that in shortly. So I probably open this thing and would like to show you some more discussions about the accuracy and thing, right? So, so this is when you run multiple algorithms, then this accuracy is really important to ponder upon, right? So this accuracy is really important. So sorry for that. So for example, when you run a kind of classification problem, so you can see that an instance that it is 78.08%. 78.08%. So you have to run, and you can see this confusion matrix that we expect that if only this column has all the value and the other remaining values are zero, then it should be 100% accurate. Are you following, everyone? Does it make sense? In this confusion matrix, if this column is all the data and this 56 is zero, this one is zero, this 10 is zero, this 16 is zero, this is zero, this is zero. I mean, without column, other values are zero, then this algorithm is actually 100% accurate. But since we have data here, it is actually 78% accurate. So this is how we would like to, you really don't need that, but this is what we actually discussed throughout the classification problem, right? So yeah, so this is the classification thing. Now I would like to jump to WEKA again. Now I would like to, I think in terms of classification, what we just discussed, that you need to run multiple algorithms. So look at the assignment. In the assignment sheet, I mean, the list of algorithms are given. You can use that. You can use the additional algorithm using training set and using cross validation or percentage split. If you use multiple, please put all the screenshots and then compare which one is giving the highest accuracy, right? Okay, any question about the classification so far? Anyone have any question? Okay, if not, then I would like to jump to the other thing, which is the um, sorry. So in the classification, there is another technique called regression, right? So in case of regression, I would probably would jump, or maybe I'm just trying to think of, okay. So let's see, I can pick another data set for the regression. Say, the label. Okay, so this can be in data, maybe. Okay, so this is a big data set of different classes, good or bad, and so on, and there are different data. Okay, so definitely we can make a classification here. So if you do it, then you can see 87% accurate. That's okay. So now I would like to select the regression thing. Okay. Um, in case of regression, say I would like to a numerical thing, say wage increase third year, say. I want to run a linear regression. Then I can, let's see. So it's a very simple model for the wage increase. I'm just trying to find a good example. Oh, I some maybe the diabetes problem is one of the popular kind of thing. So numerical age, if I want to predict the age, then I can get the equation. So what the what the regression problem is that you can simply look at the data that suppose based on all the data, I want to predict the age of the person, say, right? Or any number where the number is, what is the age? How can I predict the age? So the age becomes a conclusion depending on all the other parameters. So when I want to predict a number, not a classification, this is not a classification problem. When I want to predict a number, this is a regression problem. So the regression problem, this is how we solve it. So first, we open the data. We go to the classify. We can choose the linear regression. Regression is for the regression problem. Use all the training set and then pick what is the conclusion you want to achieve. Suppose you want to achieve the age, only numerical number you can predict, right? And then you can click the start, then you can see the equation is generated. So whenever you can get a pregnancy number, plus number, breast number, skin number, all the value you put it, and you can predict the age, right? So this type of equation we can expect to identify from linear regression. All right, and you can see that the relative error is 70%, right? Or mean absolute value 6.73. So if you use another algorithm, you can sometimes get less error. If the error amount is less, this is the most accurate prediction. Then that equation we have to take into account. Does it make sense, everyone? Any question regarding the regression? Okay, all good, I think. Okay, so this is sort of a regression. And now, in terms of clustering, clustering is actually the grouping. So what we can do here is that I can select. Sorry, I just go to the cluster. Um, Okay. But I think I need to make cluster. So cluster is okay. So there are 4 groups I just made, right? So here you select and then click how many groups you want. These 4 groups of people. So these are actually 4 groups of this data set was what? This data set was about diabetes patient, right? So there are 4 types of, so in the cluster results, what we achieved is that this is the first group, second group, third group. In the first group, the pregnancy mean value is 6.5. In the second group, the pregnancy average is 1.69. Third group, 5. Fourth group, 1.43, right? And so on. And this is what, and in terms of age, you can see that this group has 41 average age group. This is 20, bit younger group, right? This is again older group, this is younger group. So there are 2 young groups, 2 old groups, old or mid-age groups. So in these 2 groups, what are their pattern of other parameters are actually clearly visible from this. So this actually gives the idea that how we can cluster, we can make the groups of people based on unique characteristics, right? And so on. But you need to discuss that. You need to discuss that thoroughly. And sometimes you need to change the number of group from clicking here. Suppose you click here, you can change number of group to 5, 3 to see that which number of cluster can give you clear understanding or clear differences of the insight. Now, this discussion of insight is the main thing that I would like to show in the report. I would like to view in the report, right? It's not like you just copy and paste it. No, you need to discuss that thoroughly, right? And regarding the discussion, so did you understand my point here? Anyone have any question about the thing that I just said? To be more precise, if I open, if I show you this, if I go back to this WEKA material, there is a regression file, right? So if you click that PowerPoint slide, and I'm just opening that, then you'll have easy understanding of what I would like to say. So in terms of regression, say this is the discussion, how to interpret the patterns and conclusion that our model tells us, right? So no, I'm talking about the clustering, sorry. So in terms of clustering, so this is the interpreting the cluster. So what does it really mean of different clusters, right? Different groups. So please look at that, because I really want a similar type of discussions in your report. Now, again, going back to the regression model where you can get an equation, right? Like this. I really want this interpretation, similar interpretation in your report, right? Does it make sense, everyone? So this type of interpretation, and for the clustering, this type of interpretation is a must thing in your report. Now, remember that I told you that you can either use cluster or you can use this regression. But classification is separate thing. Classification you must have to do. Okay, so I think this is what you really need to do in your final assignment. Anyone have any question about the final assignment? You can you can um, you can ask me any question.
When is the presentation, sir?
Oh, later on. I mean, once I come back next. So, week 12. Week 12. Week 12 is the last class, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so on week 12. So this is week 10, right? This week?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so on week 12, it will be.
Thank you.
Okay. Anyone have any other questions? So I already recorded this video. So I'll upload that, and this some of you joined later, but please have a look at this video because this video clearly tells you that what are the steps are needed to finish the final assignment. Also, if you look at the website um, in our LMS, so in the LMS, if you go to the home page, so you can see there are week 9 clustering lecture, regression lecture, and classification lecture. And also the final assignment was discussed. Today also I did the same thing. But please look at all these 3 videos, and these 3 videos will help you for your final assignment, right? In addition to, if you click the assessment, then you can get the WEKA material, and these PowerPoint slides were discussed, these 2 PowerPoint slides and the interpreting results. So there are 3 PowerPoint slides, and you can get the other data as well. So all these really is complete, to get an understanding. And not the list, last thing but not the list, is that in the assessment folder, if you go, there is a sample assessment report. Remember that in this sample assessment report, only the classification is discussed, but clustering or regression is not there. But you need to add that clustering and regression, and which part, the discussion part, how the discussion should be written, that is clearly mentioned in the PowerPoint slide, right? Okay, so I think I finished that kind of discussion on the final assignment. Now it's your turn. The remaining time of today, you please select any database, any that I discussed at the beginning. You can make the group, and please start working on the final assignment from today, right? And any question, please ask me in the chat preferably, and please work on doing that, right? And please let me know in the chat that which data set you chose, right? Your group, you have selected that particular data set. Please write it in the chat. Any question? Okay, so some question came in the chat. First question is, can we form a group of, okay, yeah, you can do it. Yep, that's fine. Ideally, it is 2 to 3 members, but in exceptional case, if you want to make 4, you can do that. That's fine. Even you can do alone if you want to. If you alone, you can get more favor, right? I mean, because you try your best to do the job. Any other question? Okay, so once you make the group, please write in the chat that which data set you want to pick. And please have a look of all this, right? Okay, thank you all. Just please work on that remaining time.
Okay, sir.